So the first 30 seconds or so of flight, the pilot is focused entirely on flying the airplane, setting a pitch attitude, and moving away from the ground. If something goes wrong one way or the other, we don't know what it is at this point, then things get much more complicated.
Tonight, the NTSB is on scene, yet questions remain after a fiery, fatal plane crash in Lafayette kills 5 people on board and injures 3 others on the ground. Good evening and thanks for watching. I'm Kendria LaFleur. The NTSB is in the preliminary stage of its investigation. The plane taking off from Lafayette Regional Saturday morning, crashing less than a mile from the airport. The pilot, Ian Biggs, and 4 passengers, Gretchen Vincent, Michael Walker, Vincent, Carly McCord, and Robert Vaughn Crisp, died in that crash. The 6th person on board, identified as Stephen Wade Burzas, is in critical condition at the hospital. Chris Welty is live at the crash site. Chris, what are we learning from the NTSB today?
Kendria, the biggest takeaway from today's news conference is that the NTSB says the pilot did not make any type of distress call, despite air traffic control sending out an alert for a low altitude alert warning.
NTSB investigators are beginning a lengthy process to comb through the wreckage, looking for clues as to why this plane went down. In all, the trail of debris nearly a quarter of a mile.
The airframe is, of course, an important part to make sure that there are no failures in the airframe, the propeller, or the power plant.
Investigators say the visibility was 3/4 of a mile when the plane took off, and it's up to the pilot on whether or not to fly.
From what we know, the aircraft departed from runway 22 left and reached an altitude of about 900 feet and then started a left descending turn.
According to the Federal Aviation Administration radar data, there was less than a minute between takeoff and the moment the aircraft hit the ground.
There is no distress call that we were aware of, and air traffic control issued a low altitude alert warning as the aircraft passed through 700 feet.
The plane, similar to this one, was built in the 1980s. Right now, the NTSB says the plane did not have a black box.
Flight data recorders can provide us quite a bit of parametric data with regards to control inputs, indications that might have been coming from engines or different instrumentation. So when we don't have that data coming directly from a recorder, we go old school, looking for witness marks throughout the wreckage and on the instrumentation that is available that was not damaged or destroyed by the impact or fire.
The NTSB says the wreckage should be removed by the end of the day tomorrow, and it'll be moved to a secure lab off-site. Now, we're told the investigation could take anywhere from 12 to 18 months to complete. Part of that investigation is looking into the pilot's experience as well as the plane's maintenance records. Live in Lafayette, Chris Welty, KATC TV3.
One of the bystanders who was injured during the plane crash is recovering in a New Orleans hospital. Danielle Truxillo Britt was in a car that was hit by the plane as it crashed. She's a familiar face to KATC viewers and has been interviewed several times on her journey with St. Jude. Her family says she will be hospitalized for at least 4 weeks as she's being treated for severe burns. According to her family, Danielle suffered burns on about 30% of her body, mostly on her right side. Her family says she's in good spirits and remaining strong through this all. Meanwhile, a GoFundMe account to help with her medical expenses has already exceeded its goal. $20,000 has been raised thanks to donations. If you'd like to help, you can visit KATC.com for more.
Here's Eric's 24-hour forecast.